back in January, I wrote a column inside Photoshop User Magazine that talked all about Script Events Manager, which is a new feature in Photoshop CS2. But there's a lot you can do with it, so I want to take a look at it here, just a little bit more of an in-depth look here at exactly what you can do with the Script Events Manager. So let's go ahead and create a new file here, just a new blank file. I'm going to go into the File menu. I'm going to go down to Scripts, and I'll choose Script Events Manager. Now, what happens is some people see this, but they have no idea what it does. And honestly, the name is kind of intimidating. So my plea to you is to forget about the word script in it. Because to use a Script Events Manager, you don't need to worry about the word script. You don't need to know anything about scripts. Okay? What you can do is you can manage what happens to Photoshop events. And Photoshop events, they're right inside this dialog here. Take a look at them. Start application, new document, open document, print, channel mixer, unsharp map. I mean, all these different things, export documents, close. All these different things that you can do every single day are events in Photoshop. Whenever something happens, it's called an event. And that, when you can capture that and do something with it, that's where this Script Events Manager really becomes powerful, because now you're doing things, you're having Photoshop do the work for you. I'm all for that one. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you a good example here. Why would you not, when you create a new file, why would you not want to add your copyright information to it? So if I go into the File menu, go down to File Info, you will indeed see here that there is no copyright information inside of this image. So why would I not want to add that? It doesn't, if I could do it in a way that it didn't take me any time, doesn't take any space, so why would I not want to do it? Well, you can do it with the Script Events Manager whenever you create a new document. And if you don't ever save that document, well, who cares? You didn't spend any time creating it. So what you do is, take a look here. Let's go back into the Script Events Manager. Just let me show you something. Notice how we saw scripts here, and I can run these scripts, but look down here. We can select an action to run instead of a script. So anything that I can do inside of an action, I can assign to one of these Photoshop events. Alright, so now let's think of that. So let's go to the Actions palette, and let's work on the Speed Clinic actions here. Let's create a brand new action. I'll call it File Info. Hit record. And in this action, I'm just going to do one step. Go down to File, File Info, open up this dialog, and I'll just write in my copyright notice. Copyright 2006, Matt Kloskowski, don't steal. Alright, and then I'm going to hit OK, and I'm done. And you can see here, set file info. You can see it shows me exactly what I typed inside there. So that's the one step. So just hit the stop button here. And now I've done recording that action. It's just one little step. Now what you do is go into the File menu, go down to Scripts, go to Script Events Manager, and choose your event. Well, I don't want it to happen when I start, but whenever I create a new document is when I want this to run. So choose New Document as the event, choose Action over here. Remember, I saved it in my Speed Clinic action, so choose Speed Clinic, choose the File Info action you just created, and all you need to do is hit Add. Now there's one thing that might happen. When you open up this dialog, you might not have this option checked off here. Make sure it's checked off or this is not going to work. So just keep in mind and make sure that that's checked on before we go, not checked off, but checked on before we go any further. And you can see here it shows New Document, and it's going to run the File Info action. So let's click Done, and we'll close this file because we know that already has File Info. Choose File New, and I'll just click OK. Now, we didn't really see anything happen here, but if we go into the File menu, go down to File Info, check this out. See, my copyright information is already inside here, so Photoshop did it for me. So start thinking about what you can do here. What kind of things do you do right before you print a file? When you save a file, what kind of things do you do? What kind of things do you do when you open up a photo? Do you do the same thing every time you open up a photo? Well, if you do, maybe try thinking of how you can use an action in the Script Events Manager to have it automatically do it for you so you don't have to do anything with it. And then finally, well, I won't go into it here, but you can kind of imagine some of the things you could do as pranks to people if you ever get hold of their computer. And you know, like I said, far be it from me to give you any ideas, but you could maybe rotate an image 180 degrees, just create an action that does that. So every time they open up a photo, it gets rotated 180 degrees, or just anything like that. So you can play a little prank on somebody too, and chances are, if they don't know where the script events manager is, they're not going to be able to figure out how to fix it. Well, that's about it. If you would do me one favor, I know you've heard me talk about the Speed Clinic book, but just give me about just 10 seconds here. If you haven't checked this out and you like the kind of stuff I just showed you, go check it out. It's got That's just one tutorial out of like 50 or 60 inside the book. So if you like that kind of stuff, you want to work faster inside of Photoshop with actions, automations, scripts, all that fun stuff, go check it out. It's 22 bucks on Amazon. So I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good weekend, and we'll see you again next time.